Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Junix. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Dr. Vati. How are you this morning? Perfect. Good morning. Good morning, Bimbai. How are you this morning?
I'm well.
God
Please share the joke.
Oh, well, he knows the joke. Good morning. Ruby on fire. How are you this morning? Yes.
AKA Kwa State.
New names every day. The government
Kwa
of Ojyika.
State.
That's what it means.
Jova.
Well, all right. Our viewers will be excited. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. The new political coalition party, the African Democratic Congress, may be losing momentum as reports indicate that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has rejected calls from southern Nigerian political leaders urging him to step down in favor of a southern presidential candidate ahead of the 2027 general election. Well, according to Business Day, Atiku is insisting on his constitutional right to contest and is calling for open, transparent primaries, emphasizing that zoning should not override merit or competence. His stance has reportedly caused tension within the coalition, especially with the Obidient Movement, which supports Peter Obi as the sole acceptable candidate, threatening to withdraw if Atiku continues his bid. Meanwhile, Atiku has denied reports of any meeting where he was pressured to step down, calling such claims fabricated propaganda from the APC aimed at dividing the opposition. He described the reports as false and as diversionary tactic meant to undermine the coalition's unity and momentum following the formation of the African Democratic Congress as the coalition's political vehicle. Atiku reaffirmed that no propaganda would weaken the coalition's resolve. Well, in another development, Daniel Bwala, a special advisor to President Tinubu, has predicted that the African Democratic Congress Party will collapse within 6 months. Bwala made the prediction during a live television interview, stating that the struggle over who will emerge as the party's flag bearer will fragment the coalition, making the 2027 election easier for Tinubu to win. Let's take a look.
All this fantasy of coalition, we all know that once there is a phenomenon like that, they are going to have a good 2 to 3 weeks of all these romanticizing of we have idea, we can do this. But one of them, his name is Dati, already sensed the danger that lurks ahead for them. And he said that the problem of this coalition will be who will be the presidential candidate, because right now, he said, I'm quoting him, everybody wants to become president. After 1 month, when they sit down, I am telling you, Shewood, on my own honor, in the next 6 months, that coalition team will not even be a conversation. They will be scattered. Because Peter Obi now is a non-issue, it's a non-starter. Already he has considered his presidential ambition to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Now he has become a second fiddle, but he needs to fight for the vice presidential ticket with Rotimi Amechi. And from what we are hearing, they have in a bad way manner convinced him that he will be director general of the campaign to lead the movement, and that when they win election, Atiku will do 1 term, and then Peter Obi will come back to become president. Badwe plus Badwe is equal to Badwe.
I knew one. Badwe plus Badwe is equal to Badwe. It was the same guy who said, Kokorotonjefo.
Kokorotonjefo. It's not F4. You call, please, with due respect.
Okay, go ahead.
Daniel Bwala never called it F4.
F4 is F4.
Kokorotonjefo. You know, a follower.
All right. But your thoughts on his comments there? I mean,
respect.
Also the fact that, we're getting these reports about Atiku wanting to, contest for the ticket as well.
With due respect, Daniel Bwala is my friend
Your
and
guy.
brother, my guy. But, we've not agreed on a lot lately.
Yes.
But with due respect, Daniel Bwala is 110% spot on.
All right.
Spot on.
Okay.
You can say he's speaking for the APC, but it is spot on. The only part I do not know in this analysis is the 6 months threshold. It could be earlier than that, it could be after 6 months. But it has started to happen. We had Professor here, and we're talking, and I asked a question. And we're all talking this morning, and we said based on idealism, it's about competence. But you and I know that competence does not run Nigeria. It's not because of competence.
Yes.
There's never been a day. Is it not in this country that they scrutinize people for a political party and they know they didn't have credentials, their credentials were murky, and they said, let's allow the person go. Yes. So it's not competence. If he was competent, you think the set of people running Nigeria will be running Nigeria, or have ever been leaders will be ever be leader in Nigeria? It's not about competence. It's about sentiments. And it's about selection. It's more even about financial power and owocracy. So it's never about competence. And realistically, the party already split down the middle. There are some people like Kenneth Okonkwo came out yesterday and said power should go to the north. But the question I would like to ask Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo is, the same person that campaigned for a southern presidency in the last election, in one breath, is now saying power should go back to the north. So you can see that some people have already pitched it. And let me also say one thing today. And it's funny that some people I disagree with today can bear me witness. And Mr. Wike will tell you from history. I disagree with him a lot, but he's going to tell you from history. Whenever they say, let's throw the field open, let the best man win, na lie. It's a ploy to favor a northern candidate. It's a ploy to favor Atiku Abubakar. Anytime they say, let's throw the field open, exactly what happened when a lot of people kept on pushing that the PDP should feel the zeitgeist and the pulse of the nation by allowing a southern candidate to emerge. Once they said, let's throw the gates open, and once they have said that today, let me predict a couple of things that will happen. The disagreement will snowball into something where Peter Obi might have to go and run on his own. He will split votes again, and it will lead to an easy emergence of President Tinubu. So if these political players are wise, they should be careful.
All right.
Because what happened in 2023 will easily happen in 2027 again.
All right. Well,
except God shows us he's God and is more powerful than us. And I leave that caveat.
All right, Dr. Abati, I come to you. In the meantime, a heated exchange ensued between former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachir Lawal, and a journalist on TVC. Lawal was grilled about the electioneering process in Nigeria, his recent defection from the All Progressives Congress, and his involvement in the new political coalition, the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Lawal, who has been vocal in his criticism of the Tinubu administration and the APC, describing the APC as a failed experiment built on deceit and intimidation, during the live interview told the TVC News anchor Nifemi Oguntoye to shut up and give him a break in this clip that has now gone viral. Let's take a look.
Mr. Lawal, but it is the same electoral process in 2019 and 2023. I mean, the same administration you served on there. So I didn't see quite much difference
Give me a break, my friend. Look, shut up.
Between what happened then and now.
Break. How can you say Buhari's government, the electoral processes are the same with Bola Tinubu's government? What is your problem? Give me a break.
No.
For once.
I would
try to be truthful in what you say. I mean, I would
take get out because I've invited you to my house. But I'm just trying to have an intellectual conversation with you, Mr. Lawal. And I don't want to rally up, okay?
The way you put it.
Dr. Abati, over to you. I mean, this video, this clip, I mean, I was just wondering if he knew he was on TV or he thought he was just... Yes, he was really good.
I think the anchor was very civil, very nice.
Yes, correct.
Let Babachir Lawal come here.
And try it.
And try to say, shut up. The kind of flogging that he will receive, he will not be able to sleep that night. Because people have developed this attitude of abusing anchors, stark illiterates, calling me, for example, garrulous. Well, if I'm garrulous means, okay, you talk too much. Okay, if I'm paid to talk, I've been talking forever in this career. Saying, hey, Ruben Abachi is arrogant. I have every reason to be arrogant. Come on.
Starboy, no more.
Starboy.
National scholar.
People who cannot even pass school sats impressively, who cannot win scholarships. They will say Ruben Abachi is arrogant. I can dash them certificates.
Yes,
But
yes,
this is the kind of
My
insults
God.
that we receive on this job.
Yes.
But I like the fact that Oguntoye,
Yes.
was not Garulos, which we say we are. So I commend them.
Yes.
I like his civility.
Kudos.
I like his,
Really? Yes.
Babachir Lawal, whoever he thinks he is. He has no right to insult a journalist in that particular manner. If he thinks he can, let him come here. If he has the courage
Give him the
and
challenge.
the confidence to come and call anybody on this platform, shut up or tell shut up, we will go after him.
Oh, yeah.
I trust you on that one.
Yeah.
Dr. Mati on fire.
We don't want peace, we want violence.
That is not about that. What's the other
The
topic?
first two topics, especially with Atiku Abubakar not wanting to...
Daniel Bwala.
And also
He
Daniel
spoke about
Bwala,
Daniel
yes.
Bwala. I think he has a point,
Yes.
and it's a view that is not original. It has been expressed by others, that there may be issues about who becomes the candidate
Yes.
on the platform of the ADC. But that does not necessarily mean that the party will implode. They will find accommodation among themselves, and I think it is clear to the major persons in that grouping who want to run Nigeria that, somebody has to be president, somebody has to be vice president. Second, how they resolve that is their own interest. Rufai is saying that if Peter Obi, if he's not made the candidate or if he does not get what he wants, may leave the coalition. Well, if he leaves the coalition, the worst that he can do is that he will divide the votes in the South-South. Because what the APC can hope for is that, in fact, Peter Obi will leave that coalition. Because once he does so, in the Southeast, he's going to get votes. He may not become president, but he will have sabotaged the coalition, and then the coalition will not make as much significant impact, and it will be a shoo-in for the APC. Daniel Bwala is wrong when he says there's no threat, no alternative facts, no ideology. No, it's clear enough. And this same Mr. Peter Obi, Rotimi Amaechi, and others who are involved in that coalition, they have made it very clear. Politics is about power. Who grabs power? When you grab the power, then, of course, you tell the people, I will do this, I will do that for you. To quote Mr. Peter Obi in this conversation, for example, Mr. Peter Obi has talked about education. He has talked about healthcare. He has talked about the need to fix Nigeria. And I have not seen any other person in that coalition who has contradicted him. In fact, Atiku Abubakar, the Waziri Adamawa, is saying that indeed they need to move Nigeria forward. That's an ideology. They can say it, they can reconstruct it when the manifesto is finally written. And then Daniel Bwala says Peter Obi is a non-issue. No, that kind of dismissiveness, we have told them that, okay, if you say Peter Obi is a non-issue, Rotimi Amaechi is a non-issue, Atiku is a non-issue, Aregbesola is a traitor, okay, why are you people so jittery? Why are you so hypertensive?
That's the question.
No, the fact that the APC and the spokespersons are so hypertensive, in fact, proves the point that the coalition is an issue.
Yeah.
And our argument is that for whatever it is worth, we need the coalition. We need the fact that there are persons who have shown up to say we are challenging government. Whether they succeed or not, doesn't matter. What matters is that their right under the Constitution must be respected.
Right.
The fact that the Nigerian people are being offered this robust critique of the democratic and governance process.
All right.
I think we should encourage that. We don't want the opposition in Nigeria playing possum.
All right.
So that I think there's some value in what is happening at this moment. But spokespersons, of course, will come and say what they will say.
All right.
But we are enjoying the drama.
We have content.
Which,
Enough content for us. Well, all right.
these are garrulous.
No, you're not.
I'm garrulous for a purpose.
Yes, you have every right. Dr. Mati on fire. Well, all right.
You know how to ganusi.
No, I'm garrulous for a purpose.
For a purpose, you deserve it.
Intellectual garu.
Shall we take another story now? Now let's take the story of Ogbonna Igbojionu, a young man from Abia State who was wrongfully convicted at the age of 22 and spent 26 years on death row at Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison for unknowingly buying and reselling a stolen generator in 1999. Ogbonna bought the generator from Segun Ajibade, who initiated his arrest. He was beaten and forced to sign an unreadable statement and was convicted in 2003 without legal representation. He was sentenced to death for alleged armed robbery. Ogbonna's plight gained public attention early this year after a TikToker highlighted his story, leading to widespread outrage. His case caught the attention of Abia State Governor Alex Otti, who initiated a review not only of Ogbonna's case, but also of those of Kolawole Oladeji and Olawale Adedeji, who were also wrongfully imprisoned for their alleged involvement with the same generator. On July 6, 2025, the Lagos State government released Ogbonna and the two other men. Meanwhile, Segun Ajibade, the actual perpetrator, had been paroled in 2016. Ogbonna's emotional reunion with his elderly mother went viral on social media.
My name is Ogbonna Igbojionu from Abia State.
My name is Kolawole Oladeji.
That's the last time. You can see any person there who can say against what you want to say. Okay. Against generator. After we talk about generator, you tell me the make. Na Pekins. Na Pekins. I tell her, I say, okay, I go then interested to buy the generator.
It still gave me for a life replacement.
How old were you before the old police?
39. I'm 39. Yes.
That you were 39 then?
That time at the age of 22 years.
Are you married?
No, I never married. They shoot me gun for leg.
I'm a son.
They shoot you gun for leg.
Gun for leg. As is that statement, we know.
Right now, so you don't know it's
they
right.
write that in for the statements. I'm robbery.
And una consign.
We don't know now.
Oh, such injustice meted on this man. Well, Governor Otti has pledged full support for their reintegration, including psychological care, housing, and vocational assistance. The case has sparked a national debate on wrongful convictions and the urgent need for judicial reforms in Nigeria. You saw that video with Ogbonna and his power of social media. We thank the TikToker who brought the story back early this year. And we also thank Governor Otti for intervening with this matter. Otherwise, this man would have been languishing in jail, like we see many of our inmates in Nigeria. Vimbai.
What a touching story, and there's so many things to break down. The first is the issue of reintegration.
Yes.
And I'm glad that they are carrying him, they've taken this matter as their own personal project to reintegrate, because these are the types of people we want to see being reintegrated into society. If you go to the prisons, if you go through even the court roll and so forth, you'll see that there are so many individuals languishing in prison who have not even had their day in court. Many may not even know what crime they committed. Maybe they were bunched up together with other people. You know, there was the story of that young boy who stopped the Peter Obi who stopped in front of Peter Obi's car during the campaign and so forth, and how he was arrested and so forth. So we continue to clamor for a review of our justice system and the injustice that is being perpetuated within the system, not just today, but as far back as 26 years ago.
Yes.
Now, this is a happily ever after story, but what about the thousands that are still there, whose cases are not even, they haven't seen the light of day. Nobody has even thought to look into their own individual cases.
Yes.
So this is a beautiful story, and I just hope that more, because it's normally NGOs NGOs and civil society organizations who look into this. Kim Kardashian has her own NGO internationally where she's committed to trying to make sure that people who are wrongfully convicted regain their freedom. And I think that we need to see more of that movement happening locally. And then just very quickly on coalition politics, I know we're out of time. I'm still waiting for a surprise. I know we're out of time, but I'm just waiting for a surprise because these permutations are a little bit too obvious to be what the plan. I'm assuming that these people have a bigger plan because all of this, just to even some people like myself who've never been in politics, it was too obvious. So I'm waiting to see, what this is a distraction for, because there has to be something bigger coming. No, there has to be something bigger coming. This can't be. This can't be the master plan for the opposition. It seems a little bit, under-detailed and underwhelming for my liking.
I mean, I was overjoyed. I'm going to go back to the other story. Seeing Ogbonna's mother, Dr. Bati, only 30 seconds if you wanted to say. Ogbonna's mother reuniting with her son.
Just to say that, this particular person is very lucky indeed, along with the other man who have been released. They're just lucky. Yes. There are thousands of their type under similar circumstances who are in Nigeria's correction centers, who are not as lucky. And it says something about our justice administration system, which is something that Onikwepo Braithwaite wrote about in a column yesterday, but not enough time to give a summary of Onikwepo Braithwaite's column. That's number one. Number two is that there must be a lesson here. Yes. One, a man steals, yes, it's a felony. Section 247 of the Criminal Code also says if you receive goods, stolen goods, you are considered a offense. You are also guilty. And, you can be punished for the felony. All right. Maybe that's one lesson that people can learn from this. But also about the quantum of the punishment. There was once upon a time in this country that if you steal an ordinary phone, this GSM,
you could be killed.
No, you can get a life sentence. Yeah. Because that was what the gentleman.
But he said that he was framed. In this story, he was framed.
That's how I talked about justice administration system.
Correct. All right.
But he is lucky, that he has Alex Oti, the governor, who followed up and rescued him. But there are many more who are suffering from injustice within Nigeria's justice administration system.
What a happily ever after story. I think that his story will make a good documentary. Kudos to the governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, and of course, the TikToker, Ogbonna, and his fellow inmates. Welcome home. Well, today on the Milestones, we celebrate the life and achievements of Steve Oluseyi Ayorinde, a distinguished journalist, author, and cultural advocate on the occasion of his 55th birthday. Well, Steve's journey began with a passion for storytelling, leading him to a successful career in journalism, where he earned recognition for his insightful reporting and commitment to truth. He served as the Commissioner for Tourism, Arts, and Culture in Lagos State from 2018 to 2019, where his visionary leadership and innovative ideas helped elevate Lagos to a vibrant cultural hub, showcasing the city's diverse art forms and traditions to the world. Steve is a co-anchor of the Arise Morning Show. On the weekends, we at Arise News recognize not only his remarkable achievements, but also his unwavering commitment to fostering cultural pride and excellence in Nigeria. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy gentlemen, hallelujah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. We look at That's all you know. Steve Ayorinde. Happy birthday to Steve.
Steve is
always up to that. And even if he's not up to that, I will take it on. Steve, I'm the chairman committee as my very good friend.
No. As Ijoba, Kwa State.
The governor.
Because I need to know in what capacity.
It's enough.
Kwa State, Ijoba.
As what? The governor, the chief of Umukwata Kingdom. I mean, but he's such a great man, great guy, great co-anchor. I mean, I've worked with Steve for over 4.5 years now, I believe, and he's always been so amazing. His tutoring, on the morning show. No, I said I have one. But we're not competing. I can't compete with you, Dr. Bati. I can't. Well, all right. At the end of the day, we'll all say a happy birthday, Steve Ayorinde.
Maybe I should come early on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes. We invite you.
When you want to do the implication, do it on Friday.
Well, we'll try.
Don't do it when I'm not
around. I'm sure you'll be so surprised. Yes. Me too. I just found out. Well, all right. Happy birthday, Steve Ayorinde. Shall we take our good news report now, highlighting the free bus initiative for civil servants, retirees, and students from primary to tertiary levels in both public and private schools, as well as for security personnel by the Kaduna state government. Well, the free bus initiative is part of the Kaduna subsidized transport scheme, which aims to elevate the impact of rising transportation costs. The free service, which utilizes compressed natural gas buses, will run for an initial 6 months, after which a 60% fare subsidy will be applied for the general public. Well, according to the Kaduna State Governor, Uba Sani, the scheme follows President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recent commissioning of 100 CNG buses in the state. Well, during the inauguration, the governor took his first ride with some students and government officials. Let's take a look.
Mai kyauta mai girma gwamna Uba Sani, dattawa yara sun ce Uba Sani, to ni ma na ce Uba Sani. Sani gwamnan Kaduna, ya samu kiɗa Bashir Zuntun gwamna Uba Sani. Farkon dutse, zababban gwamna Uba Sani.
Oh, this is such a great initiative. Rufai has been dancing. I wish we had Rufai dancing. But we know that the beneficiaries must present valid identification, staff IDs linked to NIN for civil servants, full uniforms for students, and of course, proper identification for security personnel to prevent misuse. I mean, this is such a great, great initiative. The Tinubu administration is working. Kudos, Uba Sani, right? When they say that, I mean, we do mean that. No, I wanted you to say something for quick.
Uba Sani did not name the subsidized transport program after himself. He is doing it for the Kaduna state people. If it is some states, he will say Uba Sani Transport Service. So this is a lesson for other governors who have, who like to promote themselves. Or it will be sycophantic and say, Bola Tinubu subsidized transportation service. The people are more important.
Well, I gave you an opportunity to speak. Go ahead. Go ahead. No.
Mine is just hope there's availability of CNG to be able to power the buses.
Oh, yes.
Because
that's why I thought you were going to say,
there's been a story about even how people are queuing up at CNG stations and they're not getting CNG. So let's also work on availability, but it's a good one.
Did you want to say something?
No, just congratulations. It's a good one. And public transport is a very important thing that we often ignore. So
absolutely. Well, all right. What do we say here? Well, we'll say kudos, Uba Sani. Let's take another story now. Renowned author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who has been on her book tour for her new novel, Dream Count, in a heartwarming video honored veteran Nollywood actor Nkem Owoh for his contributions to the Nigerian film industry. Chimamanda met Nkem Owoh for the first time during an event held on Monday to celebrate Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, which took place at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. In the video, Chimamanda, seemingly starstruck, paused in the middle of a keynote speech to welcome Nkem Owoh, who gained popularity for his role in the Nollywood movie Osofia in London, to the stage. Let's take a look.
Please, before we continue, Osofia. I'm his biggest fan. Good evening, good evening. The great Osofia. This man is an icon for us.
And the greatest Omelowa and Oklowa. Look, I've been meaning to shake her hands because of her books. But listening to her, after listening, I just felt like hugging her. And that was what I did. Thank you for what you represent. Thank you for everything you do. Keep it up. I noticed that you are just yourself. No pretenses. She's just there. No apologies to anybody. Just like me. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
This was so beautiful to see. I could hear my producer say, Osofia is very popular. And Nkem Owoh has been popular doing Igbo movies. But of course, that was his breakout role at Osofia in London back in 2013 or 2003.
He was in the original Living
yes,
Bondage, though.
yes,
Yeah.
he's been doing movies. But anyway, that event, Things Fall Apart Festival, the festival aimed to highlight Achebe's influence on literature and culture while celebrating contemporary African artists. That was held at Nsukka. Dr. Bati, you wanted to start?
Oh, okay. First, the event. Chinua Achebe, of course, deserves to be celebrated.
Yes.
Things Fall Apart, he wrote when he was in his 20s. He was about 27. And that's a novel that has been translated into over 57 languages worldwide, and which is considered a classic, not just in African literature, but also, Anglophone literature and world literature.
Yes.
No, so celebrating Chinua Achebe is a recognition of the value of memory, imagination, talent, genius, and all of us from the literary background, we are forever indebted to the iconic role that Professor Chinua Achebe played, either in promoting the African Writers Series or through personal example, through his writings. By the way, he was a journalist. He started as a broadcaster. And so, everyone on this table, you have something you share out of the legacy of Chinua Achebe. Now, Chimamanda Adichie, it's also not surprising that she was there at Nsukka, where she grew up on the campus of University of Nigeria, Nsukka.
Yes.
Her parents having both been professors in that university, and also she is also regarded as a younger Achebe in terms of the orality, and the cultural significance of her earlier writings. And of course, again, she's a very courteous, graceful, beautiful, iconic, very one of those great diamonds that we have. And so our recognizing Nkem Owoh was perfectly something that came to her naturally. The only part of this thing that I don't like, Nkem Owoh going from handshake to hugging her. He should just have done the handshake. Please, this is not Nollywood.
I don't understand.
He should not go about hugging.
Hugs are very appropriate.
Hugging a married woman.
You can't
hugging a beautiful woman. No, next time you should just do handshake. We are not in Nollywood.
Okay.
Social distance.
That was COVID time. Go ahead. That was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
But that's a beautiful one, and I'm not surprised. And in fact, it evokes a lot of emotion when you see Chimamanda at a celebration of Chinua Achebe. And if you see what Chinua Achebe once wrote about Chimamanda, he said Chimamanda came ready. And that's very
born ready.
apt. She was born ready
yes.
to be able to tell those rich historical stories. And at a time where a lot of people were, asking the question, after the demise of Chinua Achebe, who is going to take on the baton to tell those stories?
Yes.
Then Chimamanda just came in, and the transition is there. She's told stories people don't want to tell, like the Biafran War with Half of a Yellow
Sun. Yeah.
And she's constantly told the story. And she has a way of recognizing people that she really adores. She did one in my presence, where she recognized Dr. Newton Jibono for the role he played in her career. She did that both in Lagos and in Abuja. And this one recognizing Nkem Owoh, who is a national treasure.
Yes.
Nkem Owoh dates back a lot. In fact, do you know that Nkem Owoh has writing credits for Bassi and Company way back 86, even earlier than that, to show you the immense work he has done and the success with Ukwa and the likes and other movies like that, and Sophia.
This is amazing.
So I'm really happy this ended. And this at all also showed that books are appreciated in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They say people don't read, but all the halls she has gone to, from Lagos to Abuja to Enugu to Nsukka,
sold out.
They were packed out.
Packed.
So
really.
that's to show you that Nigerians do read.
I like that comment from you, Vimba. You know that Chimamanda also met with the governor of Enugu State, Peter Mba, at the government house, where she presented him with an autographed copy of her latest book, Dream Count. Vimbai.
Oji, we're in an era where we make some really senseless people famous, where people come online on whatever social media platform, do all sorts of absurd and crazy things, and those people become our celebrities and the people we celebrate. So for me, when I see a woman who is self-respecting, so dignified, so accomplished, intellectual, yet so humble, soft-spoken and modest when it calls for, I love that. That's number one. Number two is the creative genius of Nigeria. When you see a Nollywood legend like Nkem Owoh coming together with a Chimamanda Adichie, it shows you that it's not a coincidence, it's not by mistake. And yes, we're tapping into the creative economy, but we haven't really scratched the surface. There's so much more to go around. Growing up in high school, I read Chinua Achebe as one of my set books, and Ngugi wa Thiong'o. They were in the same group, Things Fall Apart and A Grain of Wheat. And these are the conversations, these are the voices that are dominating the thought leadership being given to young Africans. And this is the category that I believe Chimamanda falls into, because in due time, her books will also be set in classrooms where those that don't have voices, those that don't have faces, those that feel underrepresented will be able to tap into the power of the messages that she's sharing to be able to build our Africa into a better tomorrow.
I love it. Icon meets legend, I would say. Congratulations, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and of course, all the good people of Enugu State who enjoyed her reading. I don't know if we have time to take our final story here. I wanted to highlight a two-time Grammy Award-winning star, Temilade Okpeni, who serenaded her fan during her performance at the Down the Rabbit Hole Festival in Amsterdam. Let's take a quick look.
What's your name, though? My name is Sean Ray. Sean Ray. Sean Ray. Conway, do you know this song? I do, yes, I do. Okay. The melody. The melody. Damn. You don't know the song? I don't. You know, I'm going to make a song with your name.
fantastic. She was actually in awe of that young man. I think his name was Ray. Beautiful. Our Afrobeat star growing global. Congratulations. I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.